Good morning, one and all, and I welcome you all to the webinar Data Analytics and Business Intelligence Introduction to Qlik, organized by Parallel University CSE Department, Faculty in Engineering Technology. We have expert Mr. Hardik Patel. He is currently leading a team of software development in Qlik Cognitive Analytics. During the span of almost 8 years in industry, he has worked with various projects across various horizons of business intelligence, mainly performing data analytics, reporting, and various ETL and business intelligence tools like Informatica, Business Object, Qlik, and W, etc., including few trainings he gave in United States, Canada, and Sweden. His team also developed cloud connectors to pull data from cloud on-premise. Now, I request all of you, if you have any query related webinar, please email your query. Email address is given below. Okay. Now I am requesting Mr. Hardik kindly begin the session.
Thank you, ma'am, and thanks everyone. Very good morning to one and all. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what data analytics is, what business intelligence is, and how we as a Qlik helps to leverage the same. So let me start the presentation, and there we go. So basically, we have heard a lot about data analytics, business intelligence, and all those fancy words. But actually, and there are always definitions from textbook, but what do we exactly understand by it? Where do we actually apply them? That is the most important thing. And when we are doing an engineering, being a part of engineering, it's not about knowing 10 different algorithms, but it's more about applying the right algorithm in the right situation. And that's why engineering makes you different, considering the fact that how to apply the techniques that we have already in place. So with that, let me start with what exactly do we call, or what exactly we mean by BI. So BI is basically business intelligence, and I would like to keep my session morely on our day-to-day problems rather than getting all the problems from textbook and what we have been hearing so far. I would rather more focus on our day-to-day analysis. So with this fancy terms, how do we relate it with the decisions that we make on day-to-day basis? So BI is basically when we act anything, when we make any decision. So what is the basis of that decision? The basis of the decision is data or information. So what we do is like in our we gather all the information. We try to know more and more about things. We try to get different options. Then we decide on things like, okay, we try to analyze, okay, this is pros and cons. These are different pros and cons of this particular thing. These are different pros and cons for this thing. And based on that, we take decisions. And it's not about like just taking decisions, but it is also about like taking decisions on right time. So based on the presentation, if I go, so basically it says like getting the right information to right decision makers at right time. So if I take a normal example, so I would rather mostly be talking about a very common example that everyone can relate. Let's say we do have retail stores. So retail stores, let's say we have some franchise. So I have, let's say, 100 different stores, or I would say 1,000 different stores and different parts of globe. So different countries have different stores. Even if we limit it to our country, India, we do have like different. For example, we can consider any retail store. It could be like DMart or Big Bazaar or whatever. Just imagine it that way. So what they do is like they get the information, they get the data on day-to-day transactions. Based on that data, they try to analyze, they try to understand what is the selling pattern, what is the buying pattern, and based on that, they make decisions. And when they make decisions, it's very important to make those decisions on the right time. So basically, what we do as BI, what BI means is like we get data, we get information out of it. Once we have those information, we try to apply some algorithms, we try to understand that, and we try to get some insights out of it. So when do we have insights from our data? That is when the most important thing is like action. So journey starting from data to the point where you make decisions, where you apply decisions, and that is what is all about business intelligence. Now, if I focus on the term business intelligence, so whatever we do is kind of a business. So of course, money is the most important thing that everyone is looking for. So when we talk about business, so business is like you're increasing revenue and minimizing cost. So to do that, what we do is like we get those data, we try to find out certain things, and we think like how I can improve my business, how can I reduce my cost, how can I improve my profit, how can I improve my margin. So basically, based on that, we try to get insights and we try to make that is we apply some intelligent analysis or intelligent. I mean, we apply some intelligence. Sometimes it is our own intelligence. Sometimes we rely on different technologies and tools. So that is what is all about BI. Now, again, on this, as I said, like I also focus more on our day-to-day analysis. So we wake up daily at certain time. Maybe someone wakes up every day at 6, someone wakes up at 7, and we do our daily course. So basically, what we think, like, okay, it's always in our mind, like I have been waking up early 6, how about I do this, how about I do that. We try to analyze, we try to always think like today I woke up late. So how do you know you woke up late? Because that is a trend that you have set, like you are waking up daily, and then you try to identify the reason, and then you try to find out like, okay, is there any something which is preventing problems. So basically, this is kind of an analysis. You can relate it in any manner, but that's what I'm trying to. So the focus that I'm more putting on is to get the understanding of BI. It's not something kind of a rocket science. It's just don't go by the terms. It's just things that we do on our day-to-day analysis. But when do have like business, as I said, like I do have a retail store in 100 different locations in our country. So it's not easy for me to remember to call everyone and ask like, how is it going? And then based on that, I'll make decisions. I need to rely on certain tools. We do have our own limitations. So that's why these tools help. And that tools helps us to make decisions. Now, next question comes is like, how helpful those tools would be. So we'll see that going forward. So moving over to next, like when we say like BI is about taking business decisions, so it's again more or less same thing. So what do we do when we say like taking a decision? How do we make business decisions? So we try to analyze like what happened. So what has been happening so far? When we know like what has been happening, we try to identify the root cause. If something went wrong, why did it happen, right? And what is happening? So that is now. So you do some analysis of your past. You see your present, like what is happening right now, and based on that, you try to understand like what might happen, right? And based on that, you can take some preventive approaches to see like what needs to be happen. So these are basically kind of things that you decide, like that is how we make business decisions. It's not just about business decisions again. It's also about our day-to-day decisions that we make. Basically, this is the flow of how we think. It's just that we don't much think about it, but that's how it is. So when we talk about, as I just mentioned a couple minutes before, that we at times we need to rely on certain tools. So that's what in our terms we call BI solutions. Like you might have heard there are 100 different BI solutions available in the market. Now, when we say BI solutions, those are different tools and technologies that on which we rely to get this uh, insights, to help us to get the insights, to get us information, to help us make decisions, to improve our business. So what this BI solutions? Why do we need it? So basically, they provide us a single point of information access. Like when I say single point of information access, as in like again going back to the example that I have been talking about, if we talk about retail stores, so it's not just about transactions. It's not just about what customers bought. It's also about what do I have in my inventory, what what is how which are the vendors which are providing me, which are different locations, which particular product is being sold from a different uh, locations, what are the cost of different locations. So there are a lot of different information that we need to gather. So what BI solution does, it helps us. It's not just sales; it's also about marketing. We do a lot of marketing as well, and when we do marketing, we also need to get the data of what are the marketing patterns, how it is impacting our sales. So based on that, we have a lot of information. But what BI solution does, like very first step, is that from all the different sources, we get all the data on a single place, so that it makes it easier for anyone to access their data. So basically, it's a single point of information, that information access. That's something that we look for when we think about BI solution. Uh, and why do we need it? So it provides us timely answers to business questions. Like if I go by manual approach, it will take, I don't even imagine, I can't even imagine how long it might take to come to some some answers of business questions. Like let's say if I have to find out like which this particular product, which product was sold most in which store. So what I'll have to do is like I'll have to get the data of all the stores. I'll have to get the data of that particular, sorry, all products, and then I'll have to do some comparison between all the stores, and I don't know how much time it will take. So basically, if we rely on these tools, if we have some good solutions, they will help us to get answers in like fraction of seconds, or so in a very fastest manners we can get such answers. So basically again, like what it includes or what it consists is like ETL plus reporting. So ETL is nothing but extract, transform, load. Again, some technical terms. So basically, you extract your data from your data sources, you do some transformation, and then you load it somewhere. And once you load the data, you just keep data that you need, and based on that, on top of that, a reporting layer lies. So reporting is what you do. So reporting helps. Reporting as in like what we actually see, like what data presenting data in a consumable format is nothing but reporting. Now, when we talk about that has been happening so far. Now, when we talk about next generation BI, that's what we focus on. So, next generation BI is like uh, we do have information, we do have a lot of information, we do have insights, but when do we have actionable insights? So with our solution, we do provide actionable insights. And the reason I have put that word actionable insights is like I will have 100 or 1,000 different insights. If I apply different algorithms, I'll get so many insights, but which are actionable insights? That's the most important thing. Which are the insights that would be most relevant, that would be most relevant for end user or customer or business to help make their business decisions. So that is what next generation BI tools focuses on. We do have ClickSense as our core product. We'll talk about it. Click Insight Pod, that has also been, and now we also do have Insight Advisor Chat. We have a lot of different products, but we'll more focus on our core product, which is ClickSense, in coming time. I mean very soon. So when I talk about what are the different phases, so again, the same thing. What we do is like data sourcing. Data sourcing is in like we get data which from different sources, as I mentioned, like it depends on which particular scenario you are considering in place, which particular domain, which is your type, which is the business which type of business. And when we talk about data analytics or BI, it's not just about something which is related to computers or something which is related to IT. It can be, it is rather related for all the forms of businesses. It could, and if I talk about various domains, it could be like hospitals, it could be your institutions, it could be your manufacturing industries, it could be your CRMs, it could be anything, your retail, insurance, sales. There's certain, or I would say like in almost in every type of business analytics or data analytics is needed if you want to improve your business. And almost every system or every domain, every industry is using this. So again, data sourcing is like we get data from all the different sources. As I mentioned, that could be 100 different sources depending on the domain or the type of business you have. Then once you have data, you have ETL engine. ETL engine is nothing but, as I mentioned, you extract your data. Then when you have a lot of data, it's not always contain what exactly you are looking for. There are also some data which you don't need. If you need some level of cleansing, again, these are textbook things, so I think you'll get to learn ETL. So basically, you transform your data and you load data in certain place. It could be database or it could be anything, or you can, it could be a simply data file. So that is the data that is kind of cleans data and targeted data. Like this is the data that will help me to get insights. So that's what does ETL engine. Data warehousing is nothing but maintaining data. Data analytics is what you apply some different algorithms to get the analytics. And as I said, like once you have all your data, you need to get an interface to put it to end user, business user, or those persons who are taking business decisions. So basically, that's what you need to focus on. I think the presentation is not shared. Let me see. Okay, I think you should be able to see it now. Sorry for that. So let me quickly go through the slides that I covered so far. So basically, we talked about what is BI, getting right information to right decision makers at right time, information to insights, data, and actions. Why do we need BI? That's what I already talked. Different BI solutions. I mean, why BI solutions are needed? What do they do? And what are different BI phases? That's where we were. So BI phases, when we talk about BI phases, it's more like we have, I talked about data sourcing, ETL engine, data warehousing, analytics, reporting, presentation. And the most interesting thing I would say, that is insights and natural language conversation experience. So what is happening in nowadays, like people are more interested in insights. Like earlier, if I talk a little bit about background of how BI intelligence, how business intelligence or how analytics we used to do, so what it used to be like, we have been doing this analytics from very early. We used to have reporting layer. We used to do it manually. We used to create pen and paper. We used to create different reports. We used to create those tables. And based on those tables, we used to see like, okay, if I talk about the institution, you do some analytics on your results as well. So when you talk about your results, you used to get like your faculties or administration, they do this type of analysis. So they used to do, what they used to do earlier was like they used to do a manual pen and paper thing. Then it came to then it came to Excel. So we started maintaining data in Excel, and that's how we used to do some reporting. Then it came to different tools to, I would say, like websites or web applications, where it is easier for anyone to go through those reports. But then these BI solutions, where do they help? Is like they give you freedom of what you want to see. It's not just defined reports that you have like top 10 students or uh, uh, result analysis or subject wise analysis and student wise analysis. uh, so all those different analysis, those are like static reports. But with this BI solutions, you can you can define the report that you want to see. I want to see marks by students and faculty, marks by student and subject, or I want to compare all different things that we can think of. You can do with this BI solution. So and that is that's what I'm talking about reporting. And out of again on top of that, next generation BI tools, which are top trending tools, they are focusing on insights. So even if it's not just about getting those reports, your tools themselves will say like top three students are this, and that. This subject has 100% results and stuff like that. So that is what is insights. And when we talk about natural language conversation experience, so even to make it more easier, so nowadays what we are focusing on is like providing data in the easiest format to end users. So basically, what we have been developing is like natural language conversation experience. We did that inside Qlik Insight bot as well. So basically, what we do is like we give freedom to end user to ask, okay, which are my top three students? You can simply ask a question like this, and it will give you answer. Okay, these are top three students. What compare result of this subject for current semester versus last semester, for current year versus last year, or show me results of this particular student for last three semester. You can ask a question in any format. So it's even you don't have to do any click or anything. You just need to ask the question. You can speak, and those questions will be like be typed on your screen, and you can get that. Not only that, you can also try with your mobile application. You can try using Slack and Teams. I don't know if you are aware about Slack, Teams, Microsoft Teams, Slack. Those are mostly tools which are being used in industry. There are different other tools as well. But we do have that integration with those tools as well, where you can even ask questions from those from your mobile application, and you will get answers to those questions. So that's where we are heading. Now, when I talk about the BI modules, again, you can have dashboards, KPIs. I don't want you to get bored very easily, but it's just like a dashboard is something kind of nothing, but it's a screen that tries to cover all important KPIs. KPIs is key performing indicators. So basically, I'll show that as well. That will make it more easy for us to understand that. We can with BI we can have predictive analytics, forecasting. So predictive analytics, as in like uh, again, you must have a lot of definitions from your textbook about predictive analytics, but something that predictive, or you can say like even proactive. So which is basically you analyze your trend, you analyze your transactions. Transactions could be any. You analyze your data. Based on that, you try to forecast like this might happen. And to avoid that, what you can do is like that is kind of a predictive analytics, but how it will help. You predict, and based on that, you take insights before they happen. So you know that coming time the demand of this particular product will increase. So what you will do, you will make sure that enough stock is available at all different stores. So that is how it helps you to understand your predictive analytics or forecasting. Again, I'll take very simple example. Like you have been hearing from, if I talk about different subjects, we usually hear like this particular subject is going to be, has always been, students have faced this subject to be always tough. So usually result of this subject is not that good. People not don't get a lot of like good score in that. So that is kind of a predictive analytics. And what you will do, you will pay an extra attention to make sure that you get good marks, good result for that subject. That is what is the actions that you are taking based on the analytics. At the same time, something that we miss, like this is a scoring subject. So what we do, like we pay some extra attention to that as well, because let's make sure if it is easy, let's gain some good scores in those subjects. So that is, so as I am saying, like all these things we are applying in our day-to-day uh, transaction or day-to-day activities. So uh, again, when we talk about reporting, it is like graphical or interactive reporting. Now, graphical reporting is something that that all of us understand. Graphical is like you have visualizations, you have different charts. But when we talk about interactive reporting, you can click on them, and based on that, all different charts gets changed. All the results will change, and I'll show how that happens. As I said, like you can have natural language conversational experience, so you can have bot and stuff like that. You can also have alerting. So alerting is something kind of, I would say, again, if I take an example of retail stores, so I can set an alert, like alert me when my daily sales goes below certain amount. Like let's say daily sales goes below 50,000 or 50K. So basically, if your after end of the day, when your data loads, and if it is less than 50K, you will get an alert, you will get a notification, and that will help you to make again your data driven decisions. So alerting is something that you want to be alerted based on the different fluctuations in your data. So again, significance, if we talk like why do we need BI? So basically to get some accurate and up-to-date information, it's not just that we'll just apply random logic or we'll just do try and error things. With the data that we have, because data is very important thing on the basis of which we make decisions. So we need to have accurate data, up-to-date data. I cannot make decisions for the data I had a month back or 2 months back. If I want to give the accurate and if I want to make a right decisions, I need to have latest data, and that's where your BI helps. So again, it's a one and less, more or less same thing. So it helps you to take key level decisions. It helps you to take data driven decisions, which is very important. You cannot just take decisions on the fly, or we know what happens when we take decisions. It's kind of hitting an arrow in a blank. So it's more kind of you need to understand when you take decisions, you need to have data, underlying data that supports your decisions, and that's how the chances of getting success would be more. Now, if I talk about like what are the challenges that we have that we have when we talk about BI, so basically it's more about like which BI tool should I use? What should be the right amount that I should invest to get that tool? That is also one of the challenge. We do have lack of expertise. Like when we have tools, how to use them? That is also most important thing. Like I'll buy, I'll go. I know that this is one of the best solution available in the market. I am going ahead and buying it, but then I don't know how to use it. So expertise is also one thing. Uh, and then, as I said, like almost all different industries use this BI. So it's again challenge when you do this, when you have such BI tools, you need to have an IT team in all of the industries, and people might not. It depending on the scalability, or it depends on the type of business that you have. Like it might not be affordable for you to have a dedicated IT department. So it is again challenge. Like without IT, is it possible for me to have this BI? And then we talk about data quality. So there are a lot of different tools, but it is important like which tool gives the better quality. What is the quality of data? What is the quality of insights that I get? So that was a lot of talking from my end. I would rather more focus. Now I would switch to what I have been talking so far. So how Qlik helps. So if I talk a little bit about Qlik, we provide end-to-end solution. So Qlik is a company. We are data analytics company, so where we do provide solutions to get your data from a very raw format. It could be cloud, it could be data in your flat files as in CSV, Excel, or any form of data. You can take your data, put into tools, and you'll get insights. With those insights, it will help you to make a key level decisions. So let me stop sharing and share the window here. Mm, Okay, I hope you are able to see the screen. So basically, what you can do is like you can simply type in and just try. You can just try typing try ClickSense and see what gives. So here you will get a ClickSense free trial, and you can just go with try for free. I would recommend you guys to do this. It is like kind of a free. You just need to register and try it. Uh, we do, and so as I said, like what ClickSense is like, it helps you to get your data into meaningful visualizations, and there are a lot of good things about Qlik that you can try to see. It has been in Gartner Magic Quadrant. So Gartner does publish a report every year, and they're like there is a top four different tools that we have that they say like that is in Gartner Magic Quadrant. We do have like 50,000 plus customers and businesses in like more than 100 countries. Not focusing more on that, I would straight away switch to ClickSense. So I do have my ClickSense login. So basically, you get a login screen since I was already logged in. So let me log out and show you how it will look. So basically, this particular ClickSense is one of the product, and that but we do have a lot of different forms of this product. You can have ClickSense Enterprise for Windows. So when you have Windows operating systems, you can have a dedicated ClickSense server installed on your machine that would remain on premise. We do have cloud offerings as well, where your data will be on cloud, and you don't have to do anything. You can straight away go ahead, register, and just try it out. So this would how your login screen look like, and once you log in, this is what you will see. So again, when you log in, you will get this different uh, sections that will help you to understand more. You can try different things here: analyze sample data, analyze your data file, learn how to analyze data, explore demo. So I would rather do analyze sample data. So there are two options here. Analyze sample data is something that you don't even need data. It's just for you to understand how it helps you. So it will take some sample data, and then it will show you how it turns your data into actionable insights. And analyze your data is something you can try on your own. You can just browse your some data file, and then based on that you can use your data file and you can try it. So I would go ahead with analyze sample data here. So it generates, it has some data. It tries to upload on the fly, and you can see like how it does. So it is uploading file. It has it. We do have our sample data in place, just so as to make it easier. Your data is being prepared, and it will help you to. It will take us to the app where we'll be uh, so it is automatically redirecting us to an app with the data that it uploaded. So it says like opening insights, and this is what it looks like. So now I did nothing. It's just the data that we added. From that, it identified different fields. It identified Based on those different fields, it identified like now I can ask any question here, or I can even do click on generate insights. So let's see what insights does it generate. So I can straight away click on generate insights, and so I did pretty much nothing. It just uploaded the file. So now it gives me like what is the total cost that has been there, what is the different number of invoices that I had. It gives me like which are the total by invoices. Like again, it also gives me some geographical information. So this helps me like and this color indications like where I have my highest sales versus uh, for between against region and city. So this is basically how you get your insights, and again this is like by region and product line. So different types of visualizations that will help you to understand. I would rather, so this is something that you can do. You can also, but I would show it in some different format as well now. So I can go here and click on sheet. And now I want, let's say, this is something that any business user can do it. So business user as in someone who doesn't know in and out. Let's say I want to see my gross sales. I'll just keep drag and drop gross sales, and then I'll see like by customer. So I'll put it here, and now I see it has automatically changed to bar chart. So now I see like, okay, this is the bar chart. I can see it has even arranged. Now, if I want to change something, this is like auto bar chart. I want to change it. If I want to change it to some different visualizations, it will also show me like what are the different visualizations that I have in place. So I can select any of them. I can select pie chart. I can select combo chart. I can select box plot as well. So it helps me to understand like, and if I hover it on I'll see page views and I mean different customer names along with the gross sales. So the bigger the size, but more is the amount of the sales. So this is how you can even create your visualizations on top of your data. You can even, I would rather, you can even add some more. Let's say this is just customer. I also want to add a product group on top of that. I can simply add on the same thing, and then let's see what it does. So now you see that it has added for each of the product group, we do have customers, so product wise customers. So as I have been telling that we don't have to do anything here. We just, it's the most easiest form of getting your data or to consume your data. Let's say I am interested in this particular customer. So these are different product groups: deli, snacks, dairy. I am just interested in one particular customer and see like page views. So what exactly, I'll just click on, so I can click on product. I'll want to, so I selected produce, uh, and then I just need to do is apply that selection. Now for this particular product only, I do have data. If I want to do it other way, what I can do is like I can simply change the, I can simply change it and I can apply selection. Even what I can do is I can even search. So this was the selection that I had applied. I'll remove that selection, and let's say I'm interested in target, for example. So I can straight away type in target. I am interested in target customers. So this has filtered your data, and I can only see data for target now. So this is how it is. I would rather show it in much better way with insights that we have. So I will click on explore the demo here. So again, it is uploading file. So this is a ready-made app that we have, and this will help you to understand the bigger picture of how it looks like. So this is kind of a beginner's tutorial that we have. So here you can have a different visualizations created. So this is what your end product or application that you can create can look like. So we do have sales per region, like top five customers. So this is more kind of a dashboard page that you can think of, like some some insights that you always want to take a look on. So you can, this is a tutorial app that will help you to understand. So you can go through different apps here. So dashboard, these are the important KPIs. So dashboard is nothing but all the visualizations that you are interested, which you think it will help you, which you always want to see first, you can put them there. So those are like sales margin, what is my average sales, which are my top five customers. Let's say, as I have mentioned, like I can click here. I clicked on Japan, and if you see, let me remove the selection. Now you can see the magic of associative data indexing that we provide. I'll just click on I'm interested in Japan. I'm just clicking on that, and if you see, all the numbers, other numbers have been changed accordingly. So what I'm seeing now here is sales for Japan, margin, top five customers, profit margin, sales trend by region, product group. Everything gets changed on for what I have been selecting. Again, I can add some more. Also, let's say I am also interested in Germany, so I can select both of them, and then I'll say like, okay, now I see the chart for these two data. So, and it's not just that. If I go to the next sheet, all the data, like whole application, and you see how fast it reacted, how fast it got changed. So now I can even see, like with the different charts, I can put some more filters. Like I want to see the data for, let's say 2019. So automatically everything, like you see amount of like time it takes to reflect the change in your data. It's kind of a fraction of seconds, and that's what I was focusing on. So I would rather, let's say I'm interested in how these managers are performing. I'll just create them, and that's how it works. Let's say I'm interested in this many products. So it gives you all the freedom to do different types of selection. And in terms of data warehousing, this is what we call the slicing and dicing. So we do talk about like vertical drill down, horizontal drill down. So with this power of BI tools, we don't have any restriction whether you can just do vertical or whether you can do horizontal. You can make any selection that you want to make. So that is how it helps. I can clear all and can see like the sales and margin by product group. So how does it look? You can do even such comparisons. Uh, you can like, so customer sales and quantity. So this is kind of, you can say like outlier analysis. So this is a page wave is the customer for which maximum quantities are there. So number of quantities is high and sales amount is also high. At the same time, with less, we have this particular customer which has highest sales. So based on that, we can do a lot of things. You can even do like, as I have been saying, this is more kind of uh, table where you can even do different levels of data. So you see like it is kind of rolling up, and so roll up, roll down. So I can even switch the format of how it looks. For example, customer is on top. I want to be on the last, and I want to see my data by product type. So I can simply drag and drop, and everything will be reflected accordingly. So this is what I have been talking a lot about. So again, if I talk about location, so this is location based analysis. Now I see different region, different city. Let's say I'm interested in this particular part, which is Denver, and I that's what it automatically selected, and I just clicked on that, and now I see like, okay, I am just able to see the data of Denver. Let's say if I am interested in some different, I'm just interested in UK, so it will automatically zoom in, and it will show the data of. So we do have a lot of like geographical visualizations as well, so that helps without spending much time, I would show the last thing, which is again more interesting. Just give me one more minute. All right. Sorry for that. So basically, what I wanted to show is like Ask Insight Advisor. This is the conversational experience that I have been talking about. So you can simply say help, and that will help you to see like what are the different types of questions that you can ask. So what you can show is like you can ask certain questions. So you can say like show me sales by customer, I would say. So there are different apps from where I can get data. So it is asking me like what are the different among this app, which app do you want to take data on. So I can click on this app, and then it will help me answering the question for that. So basically, you can even have a natural language conversation. You can use this uh, mic button where you can simply speak what you want to ask, and your questions will be typed. You see like it gave you sales by different customers, and it also gives you sales in is this much. You can even click on this explore this further, which will take you to the app from which it gets you the data. So it understands your question, and it answers your questions. You can even ask very specific questions like tell me sales for Lamar Pearson, for example. Let's try whether it works. So I just tried to take it from here, and then I'm asking this question like, so that's what it gives. It understands even whatever you want to ask. So you can ask very specific questions. So it gives you like total sales is this much where customer name is Lamar Pearson. So it's basically you can have a natural language uh, experience, and you can even ask questions in direct easiest form. You don't even have to go to apps, open items, and you can straight away ask. You can say like sales for last year, or it's not just about sales. You can ask about comparison. You can ask about excluding this particular customer. You can ask different types of questions that you want to ask, and it will give you answer. So it gives you like total sales is this much where between January 1st and December 31st, 2019. So basically this is how it gives you answers, and you can see your different tabs, and it's time is always less to demonstrate everything that we have, but I would recommend everyone to try ClickSense and see how it works. It will definitely help you to understand more about how business intelligence works. It gives you an understanding of how you can make use of your data. You can use any data that you have. It could be your results or any data sheet. It could be simply an Excel file that you can use, and you can try getting insights out of it. So I would stop presenting, and I would go back to my presentation. And yeah, so any questions, ma'am, in case we want to have some time to address certain questions?
Thank you so much, Hardik. Yes, we have some questions from viewers. Do all the records get encrypted in Qlik?
Okay, that's a great question, because data security and encryption is the most important thing that is there in when we talk about cloud. So we offer ClickSense in different formats. Like even in cloud, you have a private cloud, and you can have our Qlik owned cloud. So data at rest that is not encrypted, but data in flow that is encrypted with the TLS. So that is what it is.
Okay. The another question.
Mhm.
What is about authorization in Qlik?
Okay, authorization you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting some noise. Would you like to put on mute if possible? Yeah, thanks. So basically, if we talk about authorization, then for Qlik, authorization and authentication, there are two different things. So when we are talking about authorization, it's providing the right data to right user. So it's about uh, gaining, it's about providing an access or granting an access or stopping an access, denying an access to the users uh, for certain resources. When we talk about resources, it's about data. So that is what authorization is. Now, when we talk about authorization, we have different authorization levels. So we do have like different layers of access control. We do have different layers of data reduction. So when I talk about access control, it could be like if I am area manager of this particular area, I will only be able to see the data of this particular area. If I am a country manager of India, I will only be able to see the data of India. So that is the type of authorization. We do have that data reduction in place. We do have access control. I don't want to, let's say I have four different tabs. One is for sales, one is for marketing, one is for summary. But I am from marketing. I want only access to marketing app. That is also one layer of authorization that we provide. And if I talk about authentication, it is about like it's more about verifying your username, password, verifying your credentials and identity. So for that, we do have a lot of different options to do that, but we basically provide TLS and certificate authentication. We also do have different API based authentication where we do have session API, ticket API, headers authentication, and a lot of other different authentications as well. Hope that answers your question.
Okay. One more question.
Yes, sure.
Which is the latest version available for Qlik? Latest
Okay.
version.
Latest version, yes. Okay. So when we talk about versioning, so for ClickSense, as I said, like we do have different different offerings for enterprise and cloud. For cloud, we do have a monthly release and it's kind of a continuous release process. But still, like for feature release and everything, we do follow release cadence. For Windows, we do have 5 releases in a year, and we don't uh, to make it easier from last 2 years, we are following releases based on simply month here. So the latest version of ClickSense that is available right now for anyone to use is September 2020. That is the latest version. And our next release would be November 2020. So we do like 5 releases, 5 major releases in a year. And it's a continuous release as well for cloud. So for cloud, when you access it, it is always the latest. But for enterprise, for Windows, which is on-premise, the latest version is September 2020.
Okay, Hardik. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable knowledge with us, and thank you for all viewers. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much, one and all, for spending time providing me an opportunity. It was an interesting. It would rather be more interesting if it would have been an interactive session. But yeah, considering and respecting the constraints that we have because of the situation, pandemic that we have. So thanks to one and all. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes, Jiten, sir. We have done. Hello.